If you're stuck in life and have no idea where to start, this is going to help you take sustainable action without relying on willpower. Because let's face it, if you just rely on willpower, how long is that going to last? And do you really just want to be relying on this brute force all of the time? If you're someone who's ready to make meaningful, lasting change, make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel, because I'll be sending regular videos on how you can build clarity, confidence, and calm in your life and work to make transformation really possible. Hi, I'm Lucy, a mindset and transformational coach, and I help ambitious people go from confusion and burnout to living a life filled with clarity, confidence, and calm. When the body senses change, it can feel triggers of risk and uncertainty, and that's not weakness, it's protection. What we need to do is we need to learn to create a sense of safety in our body. So clarity appears and motivation grows when you can be doing something that you can sustain, and your body needs to feel safe when you're doing that, not something that you have to always force through. So I want to introduce my embodied change framework. Okay, so most people think about willpower when they want to make transformation and change. If they just push harder, hustle more, keep going, and that will get you up to where you want to go if you do it for long enough. But them blocks that you keep running into, that resistance that you keep feeling, the fog, the hesitation, the lack of direction, that's not failure, that's feedback. And if you're not getting to where you want to be, or if you're feeling stuck or lost in something, you're probably getting signs from your nervous system that you don't feel safe. But when you learn to create safety in the body, that's when clarity starts to appear within your mind. It's when motivation starts to grow in your action, and it's when you can actually start to sustain something without having to force it. Before we dive into the first 3 principles, I want to quickly explain what the Embodied Change Framework actually is. It's a framework that helps you connect your mind and body so you can create meaningful change across all areas of your life. And it starts by looking inward rather than looking outward. So often people jump to, if they want to make a change, what actions do they need to take straight away? And actually, we need to build the foundations first if them actions are going to be sustainable. And it's what so many people miss out on. And when you're looking at what's going on inside, you can begin to align your external actions with your internal being. So the first stage really is releasing resistance, which is all about the subconscious patterns which are going on beneath the surface. It's the biggest place that I focus on because it's usually the most ignored. Next is the inner compass. So this is where it's really aligning with your values and recognizing where you may have drifted off course, where there is something in your life that may be coming into conflict because of the values that you have. When you can start to realign your values, you can start making decisions from an authentic place. The next one is the script shift. So now we're looking at the stories and the actual limiting beliefs that shape how you think and act, and learning how to, in the moment, reframe them to support the growth and the change and the stuckness that you want to move past from. The next one is the awareness radar. So this is the bridge. A lot of the focus is put on these first 3 sections, but the awareness radar is just as important. It connects your internal world with your external actions. It actually helps you to raise your awareness, because at the end of the day, you don't know what you don't know. So we need to figure out what you do know and how you can start to figure out more in order to see your blind spots of the action that you might not be changing. Then we explore mapping misalignment. So at this stage, you're aligning your outer world, you're understanding what happens, and you probably have an idea of what you want to change by now. So this is about changing the habits and the environments, but it's also about setting boundaries that you may not have had before. And finally, we reach the embodied steps. So this is about integrating it all together so you can feel really grounded in what you're doing and not feel rushed. It means that the steps don't need to be big, they just need to be true and authentic to you. And that is the essence of the Embodied Change Framework. It's about taking you from awareness into action without having that shaky foundation, and understanding that embodiment is something that you live and not just something that you think about, and having the 3 centers really align together. So with that in mind, let's jump into the 3 key principles of what makes this framework so powerful. So the first thing is that it helps you to slow down and listen to your body. Around 90% of everything that we do is controlled by the subconscious mind. And most of these patterns were formed a long time ago, either in childhood or adolescence. Not all of them, but a lot of them. And often we respond to what once helped us to feel safe. And so this autopilot response means that when we're rushing through life, we don't notice that actually there's things at play that are stopping us from really being able to live the true version of ourselves. And it always means your nervous system is switched on and stuck in survival mode. When you keep doing things from this place of survival, it's going to be really hard to tap into clarity and creativity and make the change that actually lasts. So the first step is to just slow down and to listen. That might look like 10 minutes of stillness. It might be walking without your phone, or it might just be taking a few breaths or feeling your feet on the floor. But these moments of presence are really going to help you regulate your nervous system. Why the Embodied Change Framework is so important with this slowing down is because it's using the different stages to connect your mind and body. Because we don't have just one intelligence center, we have three. We have the head, the heart, and the gut. And when they're all aligned, that's when we feel clear and confident in your decision making. Like, just think about it. Think about a time where you just felt so confident about your decision. I bet it really felt like a gut and heartfelt centered yes. And when you don't feel certain about something, you might just feel off a bit. And this is where the gut feeling really comes from. Now, the second thing that the Embodied Framework does so well is it helps you to understand that the map is not the territory. This is the second principle, and it's one of my favorites because we all move through life and operate with this mental map that we've built over time. It's our beliefs, it's our experiences, it's our assumptions about what is possible, what's good, what's bad, what's right or wrong. And again, when we're on autopilot or when we're feeling stressed, the map can start to feel like the whole world. And we start to convince ourselves like that is the only thing to look at, because when we're not slowing down, we don't have chance to see that there might be another way of seeing something. And just like when people thought the world was flat, that's what they genuinely believed, because someone drew a map on a piece of paper and it was they couldn't believe that the earth was actually round. And it wasn't until someone dared to explore, someone really got curious, and someone realized that there was so much more to this, that actually we all expanded our understanding of what the world actually was. And this is exactly what the Embodied Framework helps you to do. It helps you to see beyond the map that you have been so used to over the years and live in a different version of life. And when you can start moving into a different version of life, you can actually start to see the places where growth feels aligned and feels possible in ways that you may have never noticed before. And the third element of the Embodied Change Framework is the small, brave inches that you allow yourself to take. So this is all about awareness, honesty, and taking these small steps forward in a way that feels really aligned. It's not about having a full plan or things being perfect or knowing every single step, but it's about choosing one small action that actually feels so aligned to you. Even if it's a little uncomfortable, you want to take that action, and that creates momentum. And when your mind and body are working together, this resistance that you may have had before, this procrastination, this avoidance, it starts to fall away and the confidence starts to grow. And so you'll know that this work is starting to land when your decisions might start feeling clearer. When you stop having to over-explain yourself to other people and you just feel like the decisions that you're making are the right ones. You're then going to start to trust your choices and not be second-guessing yourself enough. And you're going to start responding instead of reacting, and your emotional volatility is going to level out a lot. You can start to take a breath, you can start to create space, and that is what the embodied change is really meant to feel like. It's not meant to feel rushed, it's not meant to feel forced, but it's steady and it's real, and it's how you can allow real change to rise up within you rather than you trying to look externally for it. Now, the next thing is, where can you use this framework? So the areas where I see this framework having the biggest impact are with what I call the care factors. So that's career, authenticity, relationships, and empowerment. So career might be if you're making a big decision at work, or if you've reached a crossroads in your career and you're wondering if it's time to start something new. Or if you're an entrepreneur, it's understanding how you can break through to the next level of growth and understand where the resistance might be. The next one's authenticity. So perhaps you have been wearing a mask for so long, and you're constantly wearing a mask with different people, to the point where you don't really know who you are without the mask. You've kind of lost touch with that. And so this work and this framework helps you to reconnect with your true self, which can help you start living from a place of integrity and start to make decisions based on who your authentic self is. The next one is relationships. So this might mean that you are currently struggling with setting boundaries or communicating, or maybe you just want to understand if this relationship is right for you. What the Embodied Change Framework can help you do is to gain clarity on that and understand what this is that you're feeling and make a decision based out of a grounded space of confidence. What the Embodied Change Framework allows you to do is it really helps you to reignite that motivation and to move forward with confidence, flow, and ease. And this is all without burning out. So today we've explored the Embodied Change Framework, and we've covered the 3 core principles that really bring this to life. 1, slowing down and listening to the body. 2, remembering that the map is not the territory. And 3, taking small, brave inches forward to help you make sustainable change. So now, if this is bringing things up within you, I want you to really sit with this question. What are you holding on to that's still keeping you safe, but might be keeping you stuck? Because that's where the awareness begins, and that's where the change starts. If you've enjoyed this video and want to go deeper on creating clarity, confidence, and creating change that lasts, download my free workbook below, and don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel. I'll be sharing regular tools and insights to help you build more clarity and confidence to create a life and work that you really love. I hope to see you in the next video.